Hi, my name is Ken Lasseson. I wrote the Microbiome prescription website, maintain a database on it, and continuously adding enhancements. Today I want to take a look at Enhancement, which was released on June 5th, 2021, and it is basically providing lab-specific distribution curves. Okay, first of all, let's take a look at where you see it. If you are a John Q public, or if you are logged in but your premium status has expired. So let's take a search for Blotia there, and there we have all the information, and you notice that we now have the distribution charts icons by each particular lab. We could flip over here and just take a look at what the main one is, which is an aggregate for all sources. All sources. And if you take a look here, you notice that everything is locked, everything is disabled, almost. For the public, I have kept the lab-specific ones open to the general public. So if I do there, it goes over there, we see 5. You can pick another one unless you go back to the prior page and select that one, but it now basically shows the difference. And what becomes interesting is that differences between labs has differences between readings, and there are times where the readings are less indicative. For example, low normal range is here. When I look at how the line goes here, it would appear that for lab results coming back from 5, we perhaps should have a lower edge for the normal range, and higher edge looks appropriate, etc. So you have there, down below you have the statistics. The statistics for mean, median, mode, and observations are based on the data curves above. The normal range, bottom, normal range, top are from the cutoff multiple computation on the aggregate of all data. Doing it individually is problematic, especially since some labs you don't have enough data to be able to run the algorithm. So we can go back to all source. Take a look here. Third line down says 10. We'll go back to all sources. It refreshes, and we have the same there. So, okay, let's go back and go over to log in. And now I'm going to log in with a demo example. And so we now have, if we go the same route as before, and look at Blotia, and we go over and actually look at the chart, we now find that we can immediately go to any other of the combination that we want. And you notice the numbers here do change. We have 0 being the most common value, which is sort of interesting. And we have the high and the low values. We could go over to sequential biotech, and we have a difference here. We have the most common value, which I'm not sure exactly how it's arbitrarily picked, probably somewhat randomly, and it's there, but we have the mean, the medium, and the mode, and observation. Probably should add max and min values in a future update. So we have everything working there. Let's go back and take a look at samples, because it's not just for taxon that we have it available. If we go over to something like end products there, and you will notice we have a percentile here. We can click here, and voila, we have all sources, but this particular one comes from Biome site. So we go up to here, the Biome site, and the curve is now changed to the data coming from biome site. And why this is important is that all of these additional component analysis are based on the bacteria which are being reported. Different labs report on different bacteria. Unfortunately, there's no standardization across lab or lab equipment. So the result is, with one particular lab, you can have oddities happening. And with this one, it gives you an example of being able to see, okay, here's where I actually am. Here's other values. So you can now, in terms of people who use the same lab, do a evaluation. So this is one example, biome site here. Let's go back to sample for our component analysis. Let's try take enzymes percentiles. Again, we have the same thing. We have a variety of ones here. I'm going to sort them in descending order, and let's see, take the one which I have the highest percentile on. Again, it shows for all sources, but since I was using biome site, I'll change it to biome site. Boy, that chart changed, but let's go back and take a look so you make sure we don't misconstrue. 1750 was the highest value, and if we do all values, highest value was 25,000. Big difference occurs there. So if you're doing biome sites, again, difference occurs. It's often because of the lab equipment and algorithms each lab is using. So biome site going here, and you can see there, usually what I do is always use the log value to see where things go. And what we have here is the threshold will probably be somewhere around here, but at this point, definitely we have abnormalities happening. So this one would be definitely in abnormal range using the biome site specific differences. Remember, the Kalthoff-Malthoff basically attempts to do using a log, tries doing a straight line relatively, and when things starts going, stop being a straight line, on the top end and the bottom end is where we set the limits. Okay, so that's one more item done. And we can go back and we'll find that all the component analysis, including medical conditions, are done the same way. We can go in and again, we'll start. Let's do just one, 87 percentile. Again, that's all sources. I'll flip it over to logs for the moment so you can see where we are. And we are apparently in good range when we look at the aggregate of all lab data. And if we go over to biome site, and again flip it over to log value, and it's there. And notice how we really have the high value point really being evident here. At this point in time, things became very abnormal compared to the rest of the population. And here it also shows, so you can verify that the Kalthoff-Malthoff ranges are reasonable. In this case, extremely reasonable. This is where things are definitely bizarre, that the numbers have taken off in an unusual manner, which is not expected. And again, you have the numbers down at the bottom. And that's about it. So I'm going to shut up at this point in time because I've shown you the basic. It's across all the charts. You now have the option of selecting the sources and doing your own analysis based on the sourcage. The normal range, top and bottom, are not calculated by site. And the main reason is most of the labs, I don't have enough data to do it. When I put all the labs together and work with that as a data source, I have the volume which is needed to be able to do these estimations correctly. Okay, that's it. Have fun, enjoy yourself. And I should make mention that let's go over to, I think that's the page. Okay, and goes over and describes the membership levels. Basically, just a quick reminder, anonymous, no login, Legacy, you log in and trying to discourage that. It's still supported. Verified means that the links are emailed to you. More secured, preferred. It means you can change the login whenever you want by some people doing a refresh. Premium is basically for people who wish to support the site by helping to pay for the cost of running the site. As you can see, there's a lot of data, there's a lot of computations. I still have significant computer bills, and I'm trying to no longer make it a for-property site. I'm not trying to go for profit. I'm just trying to recover costs which I've been putting out for the last few years. And then we have professional, and basically it is additional features being added on. If you go and click here, you'll get a description of the variety of sites which features each particular site in. This will be growing as I add more items. Again, premium, everybody gets a free premium for something like the first 60 days or 30 days after upload, etc. If you are an expired premium, you will get a one chance 7-day extension with a premium and professional if you want. If you're on this page, and there'll be a link showing here. I am running as a professional account now on the using the demo site, so everything is available, and we'll go on. So basically, this gives you a idea of what you get or what you don't get, and you can figure out if it's worth it or not. Information is generally there. Almost everything here is things which saves you time or speeds up information. So that's something to keep in mind. It's basically a time saver. If it saves you sufficient time and you're professional, then consider making a professional grade donation. If you are using it and keep coming back to using it, consider making a donation. 2021, any amount will get you premium for a whole year. Consider, wouldn't you take me out for a cup of coffee? How much would a cup of coffee at Starbucks cost? Donate that much, you have premium for a year. Very simple, very naive, not trying to beg, but you notice there's no advertising on the site. I could go and try to monetize with advertising, but really I prefer not to. It puts the information on the site in question because there is the advertising either being inappropriate or casting aspersions on the site being trying to be what it is, a strictly by gold standard book. Okay, I'll shut up and let you go and play around, but that's basically it for people who haven't noticed the donate button and the details about it. Okay.